1. The departure of Pope Matthias II, 19th Patriarch of the See of St. Mark. On this day of the year 1182 of martyrs, the honored, the honored Father Abba Matthias II, 19th Pope of the See of St. Mark departed. He was a monk in El Muharraq monastery. He was chosen and enthroned in the year 1169 AM. He sat on the throne of St. Mark for 13 years and then departed in peace. 2. The commemoration of the miracle performed by Saint Basilius, Bishop of Caesarea Cappadocia. On this day also is the commemoration of the great miracle performed by Saint Basilius, Bishop of Caesarea Cappadocia, a young man who loved his master's daughter, Satan. His enemy and the enemy of the human race deceived him. Satan made him resort to a magician who made him write a covenant to deny the faith and to surrender completely to Satan, so that Satan might grant him his wish. Satan kindled lust. Satan kindled lust in the heart of the girl, and she loved the young man exceedingly. She asked her father insistingly not to object to her marriage to that young man. Eager for his honor and fearing of her life, he married her to him. When she had re- when she had spent with him a long period of time, she took notice that he did not enter the church or partake of the holy sacraments or make the sign of the Holy Cross over himself. She revealed to him her doubt about his faith and his love of God. He told her what happened to him and how he had written to Satan a covenant of obedience till death. She cried much and rebuked him for his death. She took him to Saint Basilius, Bishop of Caesarea. He listened to the confession of the young man and saw his grief and desire to go back to the life of worship, fellowship, and righteousness. Saint Basilius comforted him and asked him to stay with him for a while seclusion, fasting, and praying. He shut him up in a nearby room for 3 days. On the third day, Saint Basilius visited him, and the young man told him that the evil spirits had not ceased disturbing and fighting him in many ways. He strengthened him, calmed him down, gave him food, and prayed for him. Saint Basilus asked him to remain in seclusion, praying and fasting. After a few days, he came back to visit him again. The young man told Saint Basilius that he did not see the devils anymore, but he still heard the cries and threats. Saint Basilius fed him again and prayed for him and left him to the life of seclusion to fight and pray, and the bishop went to pray on his behalf also. And this went on until 40 days were completed. When the saint came to him and asked him about his state, he told the saint that he saw him the saint fighting against Satan on his behalf, and he vanquished him and finally was victorious. The bishop gathered all the priests and the monks and prayed for the young man all that night. On the following morning, he led him into the church while everyone was crying, "Lord, have mercy on us." And they continued to cry out until that writing, which the young man had written as a covenant to deny the faith and to surrender to Satan, fell down in the midst of all the people. The bishop, the young man, and his wife, and all the people rejoiced exceedingly. The bishop blessed that man, administered to him the holy sacraments. The man and his wife departed to the house full of joy, for peace and repentance they received. They praised God and thanked Saint Basilius, by whose prayers they were saved.